Good morning. As per requests, today we have a few stretches, about half a dozen, for the lower back pain, tightness. This video probably will be a few more minutes than 5 because we are going to be moving gently with care to not do any harm. There are a few different causes of lower back discomfort. So every pose might not feel great to you, and if it doesn't, this is the perfect time to start practicing listening to our body and not our ego, our mind, and we can just hang out in any pose that feels good. We're not intending to do any harm here. We're intending to breathe space into the back, stretch it out. So if you know that you're super tight or you normally practice with one, you can grab a block and a blanket or a towel. You might want those. So we are beginning on our backs. Remember, every movement we're moving carefully, slowly, gently, not forcing anything. So gently coming onto the back, lifting the knees, not hugging them into the chest, but just raising them in the air. Noticing first how that feels. Breathing space into the lower back. Sitting here, gently beginning our practice. Maybe if this feels good to you, we can take small little knee circles. Always reversing the direction. Listening if this does not feel good, or if it does. Depending on if it's pain or just tightness. Maybe we do want to hug them into the chest. Maybe that feels good to you. This is all about exploration and listening to yourself. So once we have found this spot that feels nice, if we are just a little tight, if we know that this might feel good to us, we can cross the ankles and rock our way up to a seat. Whoop, find some momentum. Otherwise, we can just gently roll to the side, press ourselves up to a seat. This is when, if we would like it, we can use a towel or a blanket to pad the bum, lift the hips a little bit if we would like. This is all about you. It's your practice. So just crossing the legs, taking the hands to the knees, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, lift the gaze, open the chest, curve through the back. Nice deep breath. And on the exhale, rounding through the back, pressing the hands into the knees, rounding through the back. Breathing space into the back. Slowly moving with the breath. Not forcing anything that doesn't feel good. Our movements can be very restricted, very minimal, if that's where we are. Flowing through this a few more times. Maybe finding a little rock if we're tight on the sides of the lower back. Moving around, just playing with how these feel. Again, we're all different levels. We're all coming from different places. It's not going to look the same for everybody. So flowing through this one more time. One big deep inhale. And exhale, rounding through the back. And coming up to neutral spine, Gently coming onto all fours. We can remove the blanket if we've used it. Coming onto all fours before gently taking the right foot in between the hands, coming into a low lunge. We want to make sure that we're keeping the knee over the ankle or behind, just not in front. And we can scoot the back leg back to as far as feels good. Option here to use a block, lifting up the chest if we are tight in this area. I know this may seem weird, but the psoas muscle, your hip flexor, wraps around to the back. So by doing this low lunge posture, we are still opening up through the low back. You should feel this one. Playing around with how the distance between our feet. Still breathing nice and deep. Your breath is your friend here. Noticing the sensations, moving around. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe lifting the chest if that feels good to you, wherever we are. And to counterbalance this pose on our next exhale, we'll be shifting the weight back, taking the front toes up, coming into a half split. We can definitely still take our block here, lifting up. Our goal is not to be hunched over our leg. Our goal is to find length and stretch out the lower back. And the hips, it's all connected. Just like us, we're all connected, it's all connected. Finding nice length here. It's a nice hamstring stretch as well. Nice deep breaths. One more inhale and exhale to shift back into that low lunge space, still moving very slowly and gently. Coming back onto all fours, taking that right foot back, replacing it with the left. Always evening at our sides. Finding what feels good on this side. It may be completely different than your other side. We tend to, what is the word I'm looking for? We're not always even. We tend to, our posture kind of tend to like sit one way, one side more, lean one way more. Maybe you'll start noticing now as I say that, but one side might be more tight than the other. Always paying attention to how it feels. Utilizing our breath, especially if we are in pain. The breath will help. Breath is our friend. Nice deep inhale and exhale to shift the weight back, coming into half splits. Noticing how we feel on this side. Nice and tall, long spine. Reversing the curvature of slouching. Releasing tension in the whole spine. Even if we don't have lower back pain or discomfort, this feels great. One more nice deep breath. And on the exhale, slowly shifting back into low lunge. Taking that foot back to meet the right and slowly making our way to the front of the mat in a forward fold. Now keeping the knees bent. Do not straighten. Keep the knees bent, maybe very generously. And we just forward fold. You can also use the block here as well. letting the head hang, releasing tension in the neck. Maybe the belly comes to the thighs. Paying special attention to the lower back. Sending our breath there, our energy there. Maybe taking the elbows, ragdolling the arms if that feels good. Play around in these postures. Find what feels good to your body. Maybe taking a slight lift. If we feel any discomfort or pain at any point, do not engage in the posture. We do not want to do harm. One more nice deep breath. And exhale. Gently making our way onto our backs. Onto a seat first, coming onto our backs. Taking the knees back into the chest. And allowing them to gently fold to one side. There are many different variations for this. I would say start here, and if that feels okay, we can keep moving the knees up. Maybe we straighten one leg. A lot of different things here. Now we're getting a little outer hip stretch, along with the back and the inner hip, inner groin. Maybe we take our gaze to the right side or the opposite side of the knees. I'm not sure if I said to take them to the left. Finding this gentle release. Creating more space for ourselves, for our spine. Nice deep breath, sending oxygen to the brain. One more nice inhale, and on the exhale, gently taking the knees up and over to the other side. Nice long deep breaths. Take a little nap here. We can stay here as long as we like. Whenever we're ready, taking the knees up to the ceiling, taking another rock, or making our way to a gentle seat. I hope you found these stretches helpful for you. You can do these anytime. I recommend doing them every morning, multiple times a week. The more you do them, the more we release and we stretch out and we find that space for ourselves. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on these, how they made you feel. I can do a longer video, a flow for lower back pain. I know a lot of people suffer from lower back pain. So I would love your feedback on this one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.